3 major AI releases landed in 4 days, and everyone is being called open. Meta says its new local agent can live on your own machine. NVIDIA says its latest model ships with weights, data, and recipes. And today, Z.ai announced a coding model with cyber capability that surprised even its creators. But there is one problem. Open source, open weights, and API access are not the same thing. Here is what actually shipped, what is still a promise, and why this week may change how AI agents are built. This is MeshCast. Evidence first, hype last. First, the label check. The Open Source Initiative says open source AI should give people the freedom to use, study, modify, and share a system with access to the practical materials needed to do that. Open weights is narrower. You can download the trained parameters, but you may not get the complete training code, data history, or a reproducible pipeline. And public API access is narrower again. You can use the model, but you cannot inspect or own it. Keep that latter in mind, because the 3 releases land on different steps. Start with today's headline, Z.ai's GLM-5.3. The company says it reused the same roughly 743 billion parameter base as GLM-5.2 and got the gains entirely from more post-training on long realistic work. Its own tables show Terminal Bench 3.0 jumping from 4.6 to 28.3, Deep SPUE rising from 46.2 to 66.9, and CyberGym reaching 84.5. The cyber result deserves caution. On the harder exploit bench, GLM 5.3 scored 54.4, while the strongest closed comparisons in Z.ai's own table were above 76. These are vendor-reported results, not independent proof. And as of August 14th, the weights are not public. Z.ai says they will arrive in 2 weeks after safety testing and hardening. The model is available now through Z.ai's API and coding products. MeshCast verdict. A significant release and a serious open weight promise, but not a downloadable open model today. Meta's Muse Glimmer is already on the other side of that line. Released August 10th, it is a 30 billion parameter multimodal model distilled from Meta's closed Muse Spark. The downloadable weights use the permissive Apache 2.0 license. Meta targets always-on local agents, coding, tool use, document work, and image understanding without sending every request to a cloud service. At full precision, 30 billion parameters need more than 55 gigabytes of memory. Meta's roughly 4-bit version brings the language model below 20 gigabytes, designed for a machine with about 24 to 32 gigabytes of video or unified memory. That is consumer class, but still high-end. MeshCast verdict. Genuinely downloadable, commercially flexible open weights with a strong privacy story, not a fully reproducible training pipeline from the material available. Then there is NVIDIA Nemotron 3.5 Lightning, released August 11th. It is a 30 billion parameter mixture of experts model, but only about 3 billion parameters activate for each token. That is the point. Use a larger pool of specialized experts while paying the compute cost of a much smaller model. NVIDIA positions it as the fast execution layer for agents that make tool calls, validate results, and delegate subtasks. The model card lists up to 1 million tokens of context and a quantized path for one RTX 5090. NVIDIA also released full precision and compressed weights, training recipes, and substantial training data under its OpenMDW 1.1 terms. But some datasets are gated or come from third parties. MeshCast verdict. The most complete openness package of this group, though teams still need to audit the license and data access instead of relying on the phrase fully open. The larger trend is not one giant model winning every benchmark. It is an emerging 2-tier agent stack. A powerful model plans, while a smaller local or efficient model handles repeated execution. That can reduce API cost, latency, and data exposure. It also pushes model companies into a price war with software you can run yourself. So what changed this week? GLM-5.3 raised the ceiling, but its weights are still pending. Muse Glimmer made a capable local agent practical on high-end personal hardware. Nemotron made efficiency and model routing the product. The open AI race is real. The labels are still messy. Watch the licenses, test the models on your own work, and never treat your benchmark as the final word. MeshCast. Evidence first, hype last.